Today's video is about outgrowing people in your life, outgrowing friends, maybe outgrowing lovers, maybe outgrowing different people who have been in your life that you may have thought would stay in your life, but they're starting to leave and they're starting to change up maybe, or maybe you guys don't have conversations the way you do. Maybe you don't connect with somebody the way that you used to. This is all about outgrowing people. Now, I have some points that I'm going to bring up today. Ask yourself, how has my life improved since I've been around this person? How has my life improved since I've been around this person? There's a lot of people in my life who I told myself a few years ago there were going to be certain people in my life that I would carry into the future, and I would carry into my future dreams and my future plans, but I don't see those people in my life anymore. That's not a bad thing. It might mean that you're just evolving as a person, you're just growing as a person. And that person, not to say that they're not growing, or these people or group of people, not to say they're not growing, but you guys are just growing at either two different paces or two different directions. You have to ask yourself, how has this person been affecting my life? Has this person been positively affecting me? Ask yourself, how have I grown since I've met this person? How have I really evolved since I've met this person? And maybe, let's just say maybe you have grown when you've been talking to certain people, and maybe you have had better life experiences since you've been around this person. But think about recent times. A lot of the times when we're trying to let go of people or figure out if people really belong in our life or not, a lot of the times our distant memories and our memories of positive situations that we might have had, or positive circumstances that we may have had with people, a lot of the times those overshadow the present day and the present moment of how these people are actually interacting with us today in our lives. When you feel like, okay, I'm outgrowing people, think about, are these people that I feel like I'm outgrowing, are they positively affecting my life currently? Talking to me constantly? And maybe actually it doesn't have to happen constantly, but when you're thinking about if you're outgrowing people, are the people who you are thinking about consistent in your life? Are they always boosting you up? Are they always trying to help you get to the next level? If the people that are in your life, if there are certain people in your life and they're not helping you get to the next level, if they're not helping you evolve as a person, honestly, in my personal opinion, you don't need those people in your life. And I'm starting to realize that I need to kind of do this deep kind of dive into the people in my life, because some people in my life, I told myself, were always going to be there. But then I had to take a step back. And when you take a step back in your life, I mean, really don't look at the people in your life and your friends and your lovers. Don't look at them as yourself. Look at them from a third person perspective. And when you look at it from an outside view, look and say, okay, has this person really benefited me recently? Has this person really tried to push or evolve myself as a person? Do these people have habits and bad habits that have rubbed off on you that may have not benefited you? Or maybe this person or these people have habits that aren't really benefiting you in your life. Like, for example, maybe the people around you are smoking or drinking or, doing things that are really hurting themselves and not helping themselves. A lot of the times we don't realize that maybe people do have good intentions. Maybe the people in your life do have good intentions, but those intentions aren't really being shown because they aren't even focused on helping you. They aren't even focused on benefiting you. Now, not everybody has to 100% be for you and benefit you all the way. But if they have habits that aren't really healthy habits, and they're not healthy, and they know that they're not healthy habits, but they're not stopping, and if you didn't want to start a habit, you didn't want to start drinking, and the people in your life are drinking all around you, and they see that you're starting to drink, but they're not stopping you. They're not telling you, hey, you said you weren't going to do that, or hey, that's not a healthy habit for you. If those people, if they aren't being in your life to benefit you, if they aren't being in your life to make you become the version of yourself that you want to be, if they aren't helping you, if they aren't making you feel better in general, and if bad habits are rubbing off on you, that's a sign that you're outgrowing these people. That's a sign that you don't need these people in your life. If you have to believe in yourself when nobody else does. A lot of the times when you're outgrowing people and you start to become distant with certain people, people are going to call you fake. People are going to call you inauthentic. People are going to tell you that you're the problem, but really that's them projecting their own anxieties and fears and doubts and limitations onto you. When people start to project their own anxieties and fears and limitations and doubts onto you, that's a sign that you don't need that person in your life. Because let me tell you, even if I'm fearing something, even if I have anxiety about something. I'm not going to tell you that your life is going to work out in a certain way because I feel a certain way about it. Just because you may feel a type of way, just because you may feel a certain way about how a circumstance might go, does not mean that you should push that feeling onto somebody else. It's just not fair to them. Everybody experiences things in a different way. I've had people in my life, even recently, I really did think that they were my friend. And we can't throw that word friend around. I'm not gonna lie, not everybody's a friend. We shouldn't even use the word friend. People are either in your life and they're family and they're good, or they are just passing by. And there's nothing wrong with people passing by. People say, oh, well, you can call somebody a friend who you don't talk to all the time. Okay, cool. But then what's the point? What is that label for? What is that label for? I guess as humans, we like to put things in boxes, and we like to label things like, oh, you're my friend, or you're my lover, or you're this, or you're that. Get down and dirty in the meaning of what everything is. Try to really get down and figure out who these people are in your life. And if they don't really contribute anything to your life, and you don't contribute anything to their life, or you don't even want to, and they don't even want to, why label it? Why put it in a box? What's the point? You don't need certain people in your life. At 21 years old now, I'm realizing that you just don't need certain people in your life. You don't need people who hold you back. You don't need people who have the complete opposite mindset of you all the time. Now, it's okay to have people like that in your life every once in a while. Not everybody's going to share the same mindset as you. Not everybody's going to have the same dreams as you. But if you've kept somebody in your life for a long period of time and you feel like you guys just don't relate anymore, if the silence becomes awkward, you're in a situation where you're together and you're silent and you don't have much to talk about and it feels awkward and it feels uncomfortable, that person you've outgrown. And it's not a bad thing, but that just means that you don't really need that person in your life anymore. And it just means that you're growing and evolving into a different person. It's okay to outgrow people. It's okay to not relate to people. How you could tell that you're outgrowing somebody is if you can't relate to them anymore. If you feel like you can't boost them up and they haven't boosted you up anymore. If you feel like they haven't been able to be by your side throughout everything. If that person isn't really pushing you to become the best version of yourself, if their habits are starting to rub off on you and they're not good habits, if that person is projecting their own anxieties and fears onto you, I can go on for days, I can go on for hours. Some people aren't meant to be in your life, they're just passing by. And it's okay for people to pass by. Sometimes you have to get onto one plane and you got to stop, and there's a little stop, there's a little, I guess they call it a layaway, I don't know what they call it, but you stop and then you get to the next flight to get to your destination. Sometimes when you're on the way to your destination, you're going to stop places, you're going to see different people, and those people, everything happens for a reason. Things in life don't happen the way that you want them to, they happen the way that they're supposed to. When you feel like somebody was supposed to be in your life, maybe they were supposed to be in your life, but not permanently, not for a long period of time. Maybe that person was supposed to be in your life temporarily. Doesn't mean that it was a bad person. Doesn't mean that people don't have good intentions. It doesn't mean that everybody's bad. Not everybody's bad. Everybody comes into your life for a reason. You can learn something from everybody that you see. You can learn something from everybody that you meet. You could take something from everybody that you come across. People will cross your path. People will come across you and they might not be meant to stay in your life. And that's okay. It's okay if people pass by. It's okay if people aren't in your life. Do not try to hold on to people who you're outgrowing. We are humans. We feel energy. I don't care what anybody says. You feel energy. If you feel energetically that you cannot connect, you are at a disconnect with somebody. If you feel energetically that you are not on the exact same page, on the exact same level as somebody anymore, it doesn't mean that you can't speak to that person anymore, but maybe just don't talk to them all the time. Keep a distance between that person. Sometimes we outgrow people to the point where it just doesn't feel right having them in our life. And maybe that means that you have to let it go. Letting go of people is not easy. As humans, we give everything meaning. So if you put onto a person the meaning that they are supposed to be in your life, they are supposed to be there, they're supposed to support you, they're supposed to be there, this, that, and the third, and they don't do it, but you're still trying to keep them in your life, you're only hurting yourself because you're outgrowing this person. You're only hurting yourself because these people aren't supposed to be in your life anymore. So why are you holding on to it? It's just not worth it. Not everyone you lose is a loss. Let me really think on that and sit on that for a second. Not everybody in your life that you lose is a loss. Sometimes when you lose people, you're really gaining something. I always told myself, oh, like I'm losing all these people, I'm losing all these people, I'm losing all these people. Well, sometimes what you don't realize is when you lose a person, you gain something in yourself. A lot of the times we lose people in our lives, but every time we lose somebody, we can always learn something from what we lost. We can always learn from what we lose, even if it doesn't help us. Sometimes we lose people with death. Sometimes we lose people in the most difficult circumstances, but not every person that we lose, not every person that we lose in our life is a loss. Sometimes we lose people to figure out something within ourselves, to figure out that maybe all we really need is ourselves, to figure out maybe that all we really need is to boost ourselves up. At the end of the day, if you don't have yourself, you don't have anybody. You can be surrounded by a large group of people. You can have all these friends, but if you don't know yourself, if you don't support yourself, you don't have anything. You don't have anything. You have to be there for yourself before other people are there for you. A lot of the times, you outgrow people because you are now at a different level of consciousness and a different level energetically than they are. It doesn't mean that you're better than them. It doesn't mean that they're better than you. It doesn't mean anything like that. No, people are not at levels. We are all human beings. We're all people. We all evolve at different times. We all grow mentally, emotionally at different time periods in our life. But if you're at a mental, energetic level, I guess I have to say level from here, and that person is maybe right here, it's not like you guys can't talk. It's not like you're at a complete disconnect, but maybe you just aren't able to connect on the same level that you used to anymore. You outgrew that person, and it's okay to let go. It's okay to love somebody from a distance. It's okay to appreciate somebody from a distance. It's okay to outgrow people. I've outgrown a bunch of people in my life, and I have to remember, not everybody we lose is a loss. Sometimes when we let go of something, we're making space for something new. Sometimes when you're letting go of something old, you're making space for something new. If I don't let go of a bunch of people who aren't positively benefiting me in my life, if I don't let go of a bunch of people who are really not helping me or making me feel better or helping me evolve or helping me push towards my dreams and helping me push towards what I want to do, it doesn't benefit me to hold on to those people. So sometimes we have to let go of something old and let go of what doesn't fit anymore to make space for something that will, to make space for something new. It's okay to outgrow people. It's okay to not connect with people anymore. It's okay to not feel good around certain people. But at the end of the day, if you don't let go, if you don't put focus on what matters in your life, if you don't focus on your own growth and focus on what really matters to you, the people who are going down or the people who are going in the wrong direction, you're just going to keep walking with them. And that's not the direction that you want to go in. It's okay to outgrow people. It's okay to not connect with people. Realize that if you are unconnected with yourself, it is better to get more connected with yourself and let go of other people and let go of other connections for the betterment of you. It is okay to not be around people. It is okay to let go of friends. It is okay to let go of lovers. It's okay to even let go of family. If you feel at a disconnect, you have to reconnect with yourself, and it's okay to outgrow people. Start to grow into what you want and grow into your own passions and grow into yourself. That's what matters the most. It's Will Armani.